Om Nilambujasyamalakomalangam Sita Samarupitavamabhagam Panau Maha Sayakacharu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. Adorations to Lord Rama, whose complexion is like a blue lotus, who is very tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side and he is carrying a powerful bow and arrow in his hands. It's invocative prayer given in Ayodhya Kand, and I have explained that to you before. We're coming into the Ramcharitmanas, the Ramayana, Balakanda, the Doha number 35, and we are proceeding where we left off. Sumati bhumi thalab hirdaya agadhu, Veda purano dadvighanak sadhu, Varashahi Ram sujasa varabari, Madhur manohar mangalakari. A highly allegorical description, poetic description of the Ramayana. Tulsidas is still giving a prologue to his composition. The entire Ramayana is given an allegorical picture that it is a divine lake that collects in the heart of the devotee. Sumati bhumi, sattvic intellect, sattvic buddhi, that's called sumati. Your intellect is of three types, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Tamasic intellect goes on working for where is the best drinking party. Where is impending fight. And you can imagine more. Where is terroristic activity? That's tamasic intellect. And the world provides lots of situations for encouraging the tamasic intellect. The world provides for everyone according to their need. If you need fight, yes, you can see countless teeth shining against you. And rajasic intellect that goes after superficial values. It goes after values, but superficial, not sufficient to give you inner strength, shallow. Sattvic intellect that allows your soul to pursue the purposes of life, enriches you. And all the good things that you can learn is through sattvic intellect. On the other way around, the more you learn good things, greater is the emergence of pure intellect in your heart. And of all blessings, the blessing of Sumati or Sanamati is of the highest type. Because if you are blessed with Sumati, pure intellect or sattvic intellect, you don't need any blessing in the world. You have your connection with God Himself. And when you have God drawn to you, or you have drawn God to yourself, nothing more needed in this world. If a river has come to the ocean, it has no need for any emotion. So Sumati is a sattvic buddhi. Another word for Sumati is Sanumati. Sabko Sanumati de Bhagavan. So sattvic bhumi, sattvic buddhi is the field. What Gita has talked about, kshetra and kshetrajna, kshetra field. In that field, you bring about the emergence of devotional movement. So sattvic buddhi is the field. Of this field, heart is the profound place, profound spot. You have a big field, big farm, but the most important thing you plant is at the best spot of the farm. And that best spot of the farm is your heart. Now, Vedas and Puranas, they are like ocean. So you are going to draw from the ocean to your heart, try to bring about that imagination. How to draw from the ocean. Sadhus and saints, devotees and spiritual personalities, they are like cloud. Just like cloud draws from the ocean and drifts on and then brings the rain right in your home. So, saintly people, they draw their wisdom from the ocean of Vedas and Puranas, and they become like drifting clouds. And if you deserve, then the clouds are drawn to you and they give rain. And what's that rain? Barasmahi Rama Sujasa Barabari. Let me recite the whole. Sumati Bhumi Sala Hirdaya Agadhu Veda Purano Dadighan Sadhu Barashahi Rama Sujasa Barabari Madhura Manohara Mangalakari. So these sadhus, they are like clouds. When the clouds arise out of the ocean, they don't carry any salt or any impurity of the ocean. It's quite purified. So clouds are drinkable water if you know how to collect the rain. And what is that shower that comes to you? Ram Sujas. Sujas is glorious attributes of Rama. Rama's vibhuti. In other words, if you are inspired by Ramayana and you enjoy Ramayana-based satsanga, you begin to see the world as expressions of Rama's glory. That's what Gita's ideal is also. All scriptures ultimately lead you to Siya Ram Mai Sab Jag Jani. View the world as abounding with Sita and Ram. View the world Brahmamayam Jagat. The world is nothing but filled with God, God's glory. But it requires allowing your mind to be highly spiritually enriched. Greater the enrichment, greater is your ability to behold God expressing in the world in countless ways. And so that's what Ramayana satsanga will give to you. It will bring into your heart the glory of Rama. Madhur Manohar Mangalakari. It will taste sweet. If you listen to the Ramayana with proper mental attitude, you'll find that there is depths of divine beauty, the glorious forests of divine glory, and all that as if you are going to explore. Manohar. Manohar means, literally translated, charming, entertaining to the mind. But if you go into the deeper meaning of Manohar, that which robs your mind away, Manhar, मन को हरण करता है. Nothing is as a manohar as glory of God, allowing the mind to become fascinated by divine glory and developing a mystic art of enjoying that glory. If that happens, your mind will be blown away. Mangalkari. Mangal is positive development in future, things to come that are auspicious. You begin to enjoy glory of God and develop love of God within your heart. Your life will bring out to you things you never imagined, things of auspicious nature. Just like when you see in a mango tree, a little shoot coming out of it, a leaf unfolding. And as you go on watching, you see the blossom coming out of it. These are all called auspicious expressions, leading to mangoes coming out of it. The attainment of liberation is the infinite auspiciousness. We always speak of three terms together: Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. Satyam, real. Real has its tremendous importance. It will not go away. It's real. It's all abiding reality. Shivam, auspiciousness. Any movement towards the highest truth will draw to you countless blessings of God. Sundaram, literally meaning beautiful. The Sanskrit word Sundaram is very broad, vast. Anything that inspires your mind, uplifts your soul. That's Sundaram. लीला सगुन जो कहीं बखानी, स्वई स्वच्छता करई मलहानी, प्रेम भगति जो बरनी न जाई, सोई मधुरता सुशीतलताई. Now you have been given the description of how pure water is rained down by sages and saints through their satsanga, through their teachings, originating from the ocean of the Vedas. And the sages adopt Saguna Leela. God, as I have explained, can be viewed in three stages: Sagun Sakar, Sagun Nirakar, Nirgun Nirakar. Sagun Sakar, Rama, Krishna. You see the form as well as the divine attributes. Form is Sakar. Sagun means attributes, the glories of God. Next stage, Sagun Nirakar. All the good attributes of God, but you don't go after the form. And lastly, your mind is already blown away, so don't go after neither the attributes nor the form. Of all these three, Leela, Sagun Leela handles two aspects. Sagun Sakar, God with form, and that's the way we encourage all spiritual aspirants when you are given mantra initiation. The deity is described. If your deity is Rama, then Rama is described holding bow and arrow and all details. If you're Krishna, then you will have flute and cow near him and peacock feather on his matted locks. If it's Shiva, there will be crescent moon, and so forth. All that has a great importance. It helps your mind to flow towards God through these subtle details. So it's called Saguna Leela. Then again, another point. When you turn your mind to Saguna aspect of God, Vedas have provided a whole story behind it. When you think of Krishna, he is the giver of Gita. He plays his role in Mahabharata. He danced with gopis. He danced on the big snake with many hoods. All types of stories. And those stories fascinate your mind and keep you out of lots of mumbo jumbo of the world. That's called Leela Sagun. Leela Sagun jo kahan hi bakhani. Soi swachhata. The water that has come to you, the purity of that water relates to Saguna Leela. Other way around, the more you allow your mind to enjoy the sportive stories of Rama, Krishna, etc., the malas of your mind will move away. Mala always relates to kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. Kama, perverted pleasures. Krodha, anger. Lobha, greed. Moha, infatuation or delusion. Mada, conceit, pride. Matsarya, jealousy. These 6 points are given as highlights of impurities. So don't count just on 6. There are many branched impurities. So these impurities, that's your sacred task in life. Not to be dominated. You are always handling everything you handle in the world. The moment you touch something, your hand has gotten some impurity. When you bring soap, that impurity will go, but the soap itself sticks to your finger as impurity. You are working with layers of impurities, but you have to be extremely patient to bring about Nirmal Man, mind that becomes purer, and there is no limit to its purity. Prema Bhagati. And as Mala is removed, impurities are removed, love of God begins to blossom in your heart. Every heart, everyone has experienced love. But that love is not complete. Just like everyone experiences happiness, joy. But that joy is a fleeting joy, is not a real joy. दिल के टुकड़े हजार हुए, कुछ इधर गिरे, कुछ उधर गिरे. This is one of the film songs of India. One heart, but it broke into pieces. Some pieces fell there, some pieces fell here. Live your life and look back. Some pieces are with your grandmother who passed away. Some pieces are with childhood toys. Some pieces are with some other memories of people whom you loved and they are separated. And that happens in one single life. Turn your mind to many lives. And there isn't a spot where your heart had not sent a piece. But all these, the love that people go after, the reality behind all that love is love of God. Just like all illuminations you go after on this earth, the reality behind illuminations is the sun. Therefore, when you are loving a rainbow, try to understand that you are loving the sun, but in a deluded way. From practical point of view, it is perfectly normal to act up to loving relations according to your duties and perform your duties, etc. But real love matures when you grow out of moha. Moha means holding on to people as the source of all love. Human beings, objects, they are all mortal. The idea you can hold on to something forever and have eternal love in this world, that's impossible. But the moment you love God, you have opened a door to eternal love. And that's not an ordinary attainment. So, how to develop love of God? That requires a big challenge in your life. And no matter how little you gain it, it is the most profound development. It is progressive. You cannot have all love of God. But as you go on growing, as you enrich yourself spiritually, as malas begin to wash away from your mind, love begins to glow. And its power is immense. It overwhelms your mind. Love of God ultimately blows your mind away. Just like a cloud that has caught the glow of the sun, the cloud begins to shine. Similarly, if the mind has caught a glow of divine love, it begins to shine. When it shines, its opacity begins to move away. That's to say, it becomes purified. Vasanas move away. Subtle impressions move away. And the very cloud disperses completely, vanishes. When we talk of mind vanishing completely, it's not easy for people to understand. That you do all the sadhana to be blown away and you get into without mind state. But try to understand that every day when you go to sleep, your mind is blown away in your sleep. And if you didn't have that experience beyond the mind, transcending the mind, life will be like a hell. It is sleep that refreshes you. In sleep, you are out of your mind, out of your ego. Speaking to in a figurative way. So prem bhagati, devotion that allows love of God to blossom in your heart. Soi madhurata, the description has been of water coming into your heart. And that water has a sweetness. And that sweetness relates to divine love. So not only it is sweet, sushitalatai, it is cool. Coolness is always good, even in the normal, all international relation. Cool it. How cool. Because everyone has a terrible experience of being surrounded by fire of troubles. What Upanishads call tapa. Subjective troubles are called adhyatmikta, body, mind related troubles. Troubles coming from people around you. And then troubles coming by act of God. And so, life is always surrounded by fire, as it were. And when you develop love of God, you open a door to enjoying satsanga. A door opens up, a mystic door. Even when you are alone and closed your eyes, instead of keeping involved with the world, you can allow yourself to fly like a swan. Allow yourself in your bhavana, in your feeling, to come close to God. And remember certain topics of the Ramayana and allow your mind to enjoy it. So that's शीतल, cool. जो जल सुकृत साली हित होई, राम भगत जन जीवन सोई, मेधा महिगत सो जल पावन, सकल श्रवण मग चले सुहावन, भरे सुमानस सुथल थीराना, सुखद शीत रुचि चारु चिराना. This mystic water of the nature of Ram's glory, it produces satkarmas. Satkarmas are like a paddy field. Your heart is like a paddy field. And satkarmas are the paddy. Paddy means rice, you see. That's allegorical. Don't think of rice in a literal way. In other words, if you bring Ram Suyash, allow your mind to have that type of bhavana, of glory of Ram, thinking of Ram, his greatness, his compassion, his love, and bringing that Ram close to your heart. As your heart improves, good karmas proceed from your personality automatically. Figuratively, just like if rain comes, a paddy field it flourishes. So good karmas flourish. And that's the very life of devotees of Rama. Pure water, descending pure water of wisdom that sadhus brings, saints and sages that have drawn from the ocean of Vedas, pure water of divine love that falls upon the field of sattvic intellect, and it enters your heart, flowing through your ears. How does this wisdom enter your heart? Ears are the channels. You are listening. Through the listening process, your ears are allowing little streams, mystic streams. And those streams are going into your heart. This is highly poetic, and I'm trying to also bring out the poetic aspect of Ramayana, which is an integral part of it. Flowing through your ears, just like these streams, mountain streams flow from all directions and ultimately become a big river. And river goes on flowing towards the ocean. So that's what happens when you go on listening. You are creating little streams, and all the blame goes to your ears. In other words, there is no blame. That's called pakrokti. That's kind of a humorous, witty way of saying things. So, see the picture. The water fell upon the earth. Earth is pure intellect. The water of essence of Vedic knowledge fell on it. It went through the ears into the heart. And there it became permanently established. That's called Manas. Manas relates to Lake Manasarovar in Himalayas. The mystic lake gathered in your heart. And what type of water in it? Sundar. It's beautiful. Ruchikar. It's very tasty. Waters generally are not tasty. But if you are thirsty, there is nothing more needed but water. So, it quenches your thirst in a delightful manner. You have to always understand what I mean by thirst. Vishaya Trishna. The more you enjoy the world, greater is your thirst. And that term is Trishna. Thirst. There are 3 eshanas are described in the scriptures. Putreshana, thirst for having progeny. Lokeshana, thirst for having fame and power. Vitteshana, thirst for having lots of wealth and possessions. All that thirst. And that thirst is never fulfilled. You go on trying to fulfill the thirst, trying to get these things. But when divine experience enters your heart, that thirst begins to calm down. That thirst turns into aspiration. Sundar, Ruchikar, Sheetal, cool, and Sukhadayi, giver of joy. Suti Sundar Samvadavar Virache Buddhi Vichari Teyehi Pavan Subhagasar Ghat Manoharachari. This Manasa lake has 4 beautiful ghats. That to understand lakes in India especially, they have ghats, there are entrances, there are 4 entrances to this lake. And every entrance has steps. And so you rest by the ghat, enjoy whatever you want to enjoy, popcorns and other things. And when you are ready, you enter the lake. There are 4 ghats, and they are based on 4 sets of personalities. First set, Kak Bhushundi, who is a mystic sage presented in the form of a crow. He tells the story of Rama to Garuda. Garuda is a mystic eagle bird representing potential intuition. So Ramayana is being told by Kagbhushundi to Garuda. These stories will come later, and you can have more details. The major aspect of the speaker in Ramayana is Shiva. Lord Shiva tells the story to Parvati, his divine consort. So it is, in other words, it is a dialogue of profound love. Lord Shiva told Parvati, and everybody knows it now. Yajnavalkya and Bharadwaj. Yajnavalkya is the guru. Bharadwaj is the disciple. And then 4th set is Tulsidas ji himself is telling this Ramayana to all those who love Rama. Tulsidas is telling Ramayana to sants. Sant term is for saintly people. Sapta prabandha subhaga sopana jnana nayana nirakatamana mana Raghupati mahima aguna abadha varanab soivaravari agadha. There are 7 sections in this Ramayana. Those 7 are the 7 major steps for entering into the lake, Manasa lake. You must realize, just like you don't have to complete all the 7 steps in order to enter the lake. The moment you have, all these steps are within, just like in a swimming pool, you enter, there are steps. But at every step you are in the pool, and you go deeper and deeper. So that type of 7 steps, and I will just give you the names, and later you go on listening to each step. Present step is the section I am in. It's called Balakanda. Bal refers to childhood of Rama. The second one is called Ayodhya Kanda. That's where Rama was born. Third one is called Aranya Kanda. Forest life of Rama. Next called Kiskindha Kanda, where Rama meets a great monkey friend, Sugriva, and the story of Sita being kidnapped and Rama moving towards looking for Sita. All that and their mystical meaning will come later. The next Kanda is called Sundar Kanda, where Hanuman crosses over the ocean. Then it's called Lanka Kanda. That's the most dynamic section of Ramayana, where Rama fights against Ravana and destroys Ravana. Ravana is ignorance. And last is Uttar-kanda. Uttar is conclusion. So Ramayana has been given in these 7 steps. So the moment you enter one step, you are already in the Manasa lake. Then you go into another step. Your legs are healthy, go to Third step. And finally, a step out of steps. Dive into the Manasa lake. And this diving is permanent. You don't emerge out of it. It's liberation. Ramasiya jas salil sudhasam upama beach vilasa manoram purini saghan charu chaupai juguti banju mani seep suhai. The glory of Rama and Sita is like nectar. And the allegorical descriptions that are given in the Ramayana, they are like the shimmering ripples of the Manasa lake. Tulsidas is giving you a picture. You are being drawn to a beautiful lake, and let's have a party. And these are the details of the lake. These chaupais, the poetic presentations of Ramayana, the major presentations are called chaupai. These chaupais are like lotuses. So you enter the Ramayana, and what do you see? You see a whole set of lotuses beautifully drawing you into the mystic abode. And a special insight that's presented in the poems, they are like pearls. If you have heard of mother of pearl, it's kind of a shell. The Manasa lake has special type of shells living in it. But these shells yield pearl. And that pearl is mystic insight into Rama. Subtle mystery of devotion. When you get a pearl, you have become highly enriched. Chanda sora tha sundara doha, soi bahurang kamala kula soha, aratha anupa subhava subhasa, soi paraga makaranda suvasa. The Ramayana has been composed in poetic verses, and the verses are of different types. Some verses are known as chand, some are called sorat, some are called dohas, and the major aspect is called chaupai. I can give you just some sample of that. Chaupai you are always listening from. And let me give you a sample of what it means. When you say chand, it will sound like Munidhira jogi siddha santat vimala man jahi dhyavahi kahi neti nigam purana agam jasu kirati gavahi soi ramu vyapaka brahma bhuvan nikaya pati maya ghani avatareu apane bhagat hit nija tantra nitara gukul mani. This type is called chand. Now, soratha. Lagana urupadeshu jatapika heu sivavara bahu bole bihasu maheshu harimaya barujani jiya. That's called soratha. And the sample of doha. Brahma jo vyapaka virajaj akal aniha ved soki deha dhari hoi nar jahi na janata ved. So these sounds, and people are musicians, they sing more melodiously. So these different types of versifications, they are different colors of lotuses. And these lotuses bring forth Aratha Anup. They give you a meaning in your mind that is incomparable. Because when you know it, you have that sense that you have known it and nobody can know it like that. And we are right. Every mind has its own specialty. Subhav, and it's a giver of profound feeling, your bhavana, feeling that goes low in masses. Now the feeling will rise high. And the beautiful language, all this go to form the pollen of the lotuses. Pollen, all these form also the nectar of the lotuses. And the fragrance, pollen, nectar, fragrance, they all part of the lotus. Sukrita punja manjula malimala, jnana viraga vichara smarala, dhuni avo reva kavita gunajati, meena manoharate bahumati. And when you begin to enjoy Ramayana, good karmas, you are inspired to do good actions, because that's what example you get in Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, and all personalities. They are exemplars of righteous deeds. And those righteous deeds are like swarms of bees, black bees, not to bite you, but to give you honey. Gyan, mystic knowledge into the nature of the self. Vairagya, dispassion. Vichar, developing a reflective mind. Who am I? All these are swans that sport in that lake. And the sound in which this Ramayana is sung, different types of sound that I have already given some sample. They are fishes. Not only the sounds, another term is used, vakrokti, pathetic fallacy. You are grieving. Your grief is described in the terms of the sky was weeping, clouds have come and tears are raining down. Pathetic fallacy. In other words, bakrokti. You don't take the statement exactly the same way it is given, but you understand, you go the other side, completely contrary. The different qualities and different types of versifications, they are all beautiful fishes sporting in that lake. Artha dharam kamadika chari, kahab jnana vijnana vichari. In this Ramayana, all about 4 purposes of life and how they are to be fulfilled. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Dharma is the ethical value. Artha is material value. Kama is called vital value, social value. Moksha is spiritual value. Also, the Ramayana, I'm going to present jnana and vijnana. Jnana, intellectual understanding of what the truth is. Vijnana, how to realize the truth. Not to stay just in intellect, but become intuitional. The Jnana, Vijnana and Vichar, they are swans. And fishes have been described. Navarasa japa tapa yoga viraga, te sab jalachara taru taraga. And there are many other aquatic creatures in that lake. The 9 rasas, 9 sentiments, practice of japa, tapa, yoga and virag. Virag is vairagya. Yoga is karma yoga, bhakti yoga, dhyana yoga, jnana yoga. These are all like whales and turtles and some other type of animals in the water. 9 rasas, 9 sentiments that I have explained to you before, but I will again just reiterate for you. Shringara ras. This gives sweetness. In a very simple way, is amorous sentiment. Hasya ras, humorous sentiment. Karunya ras, compassion sentiment. Raudra ras, terrifying sentiment. Adbhuta ras, startling sentiment. Shant, peaceful. Bhayanak, terrible. Vibhats, despicable. All those sentiments are brought into Ramayana in different contexts, in different ways. Just like in food, you bring in salt, pepper, jeera, curry powder. Similarly, different spicings have been put into the Ramayana. And with this I will conclude. Om Shri Ramaya Namah. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya. Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.